This is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You should be happy. Let me see that smile.
Why didn't you just vote for Trump then? Like, this is what I don't understand. Why didn't you just vote for Trump? Why? Like, how is this any different? Like, what was the difference? You've looped around and become the Latino for Trump by doing this.
Latino men who, despite the utter disrespect shown by Trump and his promise to deport some of your mixed status families, most of them voted in a 55% majority to make the deportations happen. Y'all voted with Stephen Miller and David Duke and against your own sisters and chose Kamala, who...
Excuse me. David Duke endorsed Jill Stein. Excuse me.
So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas from here on in.
So this kind of sentiment is nutty and gross. And I think that's what differentiates like liberals from leftists in many instances. So if you have this kind of tendency in your mind, okay, if you have this kind of attitude in your mind, you got to squash that real quick. You got to stamp it out. There is no place for that kind of attitude in this community. I'm just letting you know. I've never been the type of person that says, oh, like the red states, like they deserve to get washed away by hurricanes or whatever. I've never been the type of person that says like the only time I've ever said anything of the sort, anything even close to that would be like a joke. You know what I mean? Like the Florida Project. I've always been a firm and committed believer in universal health care. And under the Trump administration, when the Latino family members of the people that voted for Donald Trump that are undocumented, if they get deported or if they're in the process of deportation, I will fight for them because I don't give a about which party is doing the wrong thing, okay? I care about the violence that people are subjected to, not who's doing it, okay? Not only is vote scolding just universally abhorrent and people hate it and don't respond positively to it, deportation is a horrifying, inhumane, cruel punishment for the lightest version of a crime, okay? If someone is in here, in this country, and they've been living here, they have family members that are American citizens, they've been working a normal, honest job, day in, day out, trying to make a living, terrified that if they get some federal scrutiny, they might actually be kicked out of this country, and you just go to their house, you find out where they are, and you go with jackbooted thugs of the state apparatus, and you kick their door in, and you chain them, and you force them into concentration camps, and then you kick them out of this nation after they've spent a number of different years in here. You're a horrifying monster. It doesn't matter if Obama's doing it. It doesn't matter if Biden is doing it. It doesn't matter if Trump is doing it. And it would not have mattered if Kamala Harris was doing it. The violence itself is what matters. And I'm seeing stuff like this, and I'm kind of scared of the future when I see stuff like this here.
Latinos for Trump, it is time to embrace the consequences of your actions. I've always been a firm believer of fighting fire with fire. If somebody goes low, I'll go lower. Now, with that being said, I know for a fact that most Latinos for Trump have undocumented family members, whether that be...
Like, how the are you Latino? Because this dude is Latino, by the way. He's a Latino Democrat. How the do you have such wanton disregard for like random people who didn't do anything? They're going to get deported anyway. Why not make them the first? What are you guys saying, dude? Okay, let me ask you this, okay? The Nazi Party rises to power, okay? And there were, if I recall correctly, okay, in the process, there were Jewish people that voted for the Nazi Party as well. I remember reading a newspaper clipping from the time, okay? And now they're hunting Jews to put them in concentration camps. Are you calling the Gestapo on them? Are you calling? Are you going to do that? You're going to be the first to be like, nah, I'm taking over. That's insane. You have no capacity to understand that like it's the Nazis are bad because they were doing the mass concentration encampments, okay? Not because they disagreed with you. So if you participate in that action yourself, then you're a Nazi. Do you not understand that? And it's not even directly the Jews that voted for the Nazi Party. It would be the family members that didn't vote. Like that makes it even worse overall.
Their parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc. So if you know of a Latino who voted for Trump, I urge you to call this number and report said family members. It's time that these Latinos for Trump get a taste of their own medicine and a taste of poetic justice. Now I know what you may be thinking, Angel, this is extreme. And I agree. But extreme problems call for extreme solutions. And unfortunately, many innocent...
Like, I genuinely cannot understand how lived up someone can be. Like, to me, this just says like, oh, you just wanted your party to win. That's it. You did not care about Trump's deportations. Like, you didn't care about Trump's deportations at all. You just wanted your party to win. And you would be perfectly comfortable if your party that won was doing the deportations, because your party is still in power, okay? So you want Biden's ICE to deport the family members of those who voted for Donald Trump? That is psychotic.
Innocent people are going to be affected by this, but you can't be that innocent if you raised a Latino for Trump. And before all of the Latinos for Trump come at me all angry, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You should be happy. Let me see that smile. But there you have it, guys. Once again, there is that number. You know what to do. It's time that these Latinos for Trump learn the hard way. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
377,000 likes. I was not expecting this type of pettiness, but I love it. I'm in Spain and my professors can't stop talking about how scared and disappointed they are. The world isn't just laughing, they're anxious and concerned. This is Curtis 50 Cent Jackson level pettiness. I love it. This is not only dystopian, it's terrifying, dude. This to me spells trouble. That it's not, you're not going to see a rise of resistance liberals this time around. The resistance liberals are just going to become Republican. Like, they're just going to become more and more reactionary. No more resistance liberalism, you know? No more reactionary approach to like the Republican policies that you are at odds with. Why didn't you just vote for Trump then? Like, this is what I don't understand. Why didn't you just vote for Trump? Why? Like, how was this any different? Like, what was the different? Oh, you're just mad that you didn't get a $50,000 tax cut for your startup? Is that why? That's why you think like you're on board with the mass deportations? Because like, you're advocating to do mass deportations. You've looped around and become the Latino for Trump by doing this. Ironically enough, I said this has 54,000 likes. What is wrong with y'all? How are you any different than the same people you claim to hate for even entertaining this nonsense? Deportation is inhumane, no matter if it's happening to the relatives of a Dem or Republican, scratch a liberal. My God. This is why I think you're wrong about liberals going back to protesting against Trump. By the way, I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see that happening. Many are fully embracing Trumpism because they view it as a way to punish minorities for the Harris loss, knowing they'll be fine. He lives in Mexico. The blue voters in my red county have all been talking like this. It scares me and confuses me so bad. Read my logs regarding Nazi Germany. We have always held the well-being of the German people in the fatherland, to which we feel inextricably linked, above our own well-being. Thus, we greeted the results of January 1933, even though it has brought us hardship personally. The Association of German National Jews. I mean, I'm sure that they were more so interested in like self-preservation and protection at that point. A lot of you're on your own going on out here right now. Yeah, this is a time where people are supposed to help one another, not actively participate in the Trump deportations. It blows my mind, dude. This is legitimately no different than watching all of the suburban, all of the blue voters, the Democratic Party voters, becoming little Adolf Hitlers themselves. And all it took was for them to lose a election. This kind of cruelty transcends party lines. What a deeply selfish country we are. What a deeply selfish nation we are. Myself as a Latino, which I know you're not, Ken, I totally get behind what Joey Reid said. Latinos who voted for Trump, which is definitely their prerogative, who to vote for, should know that if any of their undocumented relatives or friends are deported, it is very likely because they helped Trump back in the White House. Elections have consequences. Ken says, I am Latino. My mom immigrated here from El Salvador. So you're raised in a Latino household with Latino culture all around, speaking Spanish, eating traditional food from El Salvador? That's so funny. They're like, nah, I'm calling into question your Latino background. Honestly, it feels quite a bit more bleak than 2016 in ways. Yeah. How the did the liberals go from abolishing ICE to straight up dialing the ICE hotline? How? God damn, we are so primed. The American mindset. I used to say this all the time back when we talked about criminal justice, but like the American punitive mindset is such a horrible way to approach the world. Like, I hate Donald Trump because of his deportation policies. I don't hate Donald Trump because he's not a Democrat, okay? And in the same vein, I hated Kamala Harris's also watered down version of muscular border policies for that same reason, because I think of the harm that will happen to people regardless of their perspective. If you can't see that, then I'm sorry, you have to change your mindset immediately. I don't give a what they say. I'm a Mexican-American essay. I was born here and raised. My grandma had to pass the test to become a citizen. Them mother can do it too. Yeah, it's hard, but y'all can learn too, motherfucker. I know. Famously, all of the undocumented immigrants are just like simply refusing to take a test. And that's the reason why they don't. It's just like readily available, but people are just refusing to do it. I will say this much. I talked about how the Democrats were priming their base to have reactionary opinions against undocumented people by personally advancing a right-wing border bill. But even I did not think that the reaction would be this quick. I did not foresee Democrats immediately going, yeah, we're going to be the ones who deport you, you, that fast. That is crazy, terrifying.